hacking is a widely underutilized gem that can help you create 6 and 7 figures, y'all. I think some of y'all think y'all know a little bit of information about house hacking, but this is why I'm about to break it all the way down, because if y'all knew what I knew, then everybody who can house hack. And I'm about to say something right here in the very, very beginning. Let me say something right here in the very, very beginning. Even if you're not physically, if you're not able to house hack, which I kind of go through all the requirements, it is so beneficial. It's something that your sons and daughters that can do. If you have a 21-year-old son, daughter, nephew, niece, godchild, I want y'all to listen up, because the true generational wealth is when we get the knowledge and we get the information, but also when we pass it down. Come on, somebody. So some of y'all might be like, wait, I have a mortgage right now. I can't actually do this, but my son is 22. Let me put him on some game real quick, because I'm about to help him invest, and that's going to help our entire family. That's a bar, y'all. Come on, somebody. Hey, y'all. All right, so listen. We're going to talk about what is house hacking, how to house hack, what are the benefits, and multiple ways. I need y'all to hear me on this one. Multiple ways that you can house hack, because, guys, house hacking is not just buying a duplex. That should free somebody. House hacking is a lot more than just buying a duplex. So some of y'all are not utilizing this strategy because you don't have all the right information. So I'm about to break it all the way down. Okay. So first, write down 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to break this down into a three-step process, a three-step equation to even get you to the house hacking. And the reason why I'm doing that, guys, is because a lot of these videos, these trainings, and all these things, they try to overcomplicate. They make you seem so deep. Look, so deep. Sometimes when it comes deep, so deep. My goal on this Zoom for you guys' live free masterclass is to simplify it for you, so it's not overwhelming, so you can actually execute and actually go ahead and become a house hacker and change your situation. So write down three things, a three-part process, okay? So first, what is house hacking? I want you guys to think about it this way too. House hacking is literally a strategic way to leverage, right? This is my own definition, okay? A strategic way to leverage a mortgage pre-approval to invest in real estate. Did you hear me? It's a strategic way to leverage a mortgage pre-approval to invest in real estate. I need you to think about that way, and I'm going to tell you why. This is where the same things you do to become a first-time home buyer are almost like the same exact things you do to actually house hack. And some of you guys who are real estate investors, new investors, maybe you had some big experiences, maybe you want to real estate invest, but you haven't had all the down payment money, you haven't qualified. This is something that a bunch of you qualify for right now, and you don't even know it. All right, so you're leveraging a mortgage pre-approval, right? So I'm going to give you the 3 steps, and then I'm going to break down every single step, okay? If it's helping you already, like it, right? Because I hope I helped your mindset. All right, so the 3 steps, right? Write down income, assets, credit. Look, Deborah said I'll give you my number. The shenanigans. I love y'all. I just love y'all. Please share this so we can help some people, because I'm about to give away some stuff that they charge y'all a lot of money for. So this is where, guys, 3 things. Write down income, assets, credit. Income, assets, credit. Everything that we talk about tonight is going to fall into those 3 categories. I want to simplify this so that you guys can actually execute and have a result, okay? So all you're doing is when you're house hacking, you're getting the very first step is to get your mortgage pre-approval. Come on, somebody. Hey, Ebony, getting your mortgage pre-approval. Now, why is that the very first step? Because before you can even go ahead and start investing in real estate, you need to be able to qualify, come on, somebody, for the money to buy the actual property, right? You need to qualify for the money to buy the actual property. That's where the income, assets, and credit comes in. Now, let me give you an example of house hacking. Normally, when you hear about house hacking, you hear about, you're getting a mortgage pre-approval and you're buying a duplex, a triplex, or a quad. Duplex, triplex, or a quad. When you're house hacking, when you get an FHA mortgage pre-approval. I need y'all, I'm going right into teaching mode, y'all. When you get an FHA mortgage pre-approval, right? It's specifically FHA mortgage pre-approval, like a first-time home buyer, right? This is why it's beneficial, because I'll break that down for you. When you get an FHA mortgage pre-approval, you guys can get a single family home, a duplex, which is 2 units, a triplex, which is 3 units, or a quad, which is 4 units, right? And because we have people on here, some that know me and some that don't, y'all are all different levels. I don't want to talk so high level that the people who are brand new don't understand. And I don't want to talk so low level that the people who know a little bit of information don't get any value, okay? So I'm going to break it down on all levels. So single family, a duplex, triplex, or a quad, 4 units. You cannot buy a property over 4 units with an FHA mortgage pre-approval. Now, why? Do y'all know why? If you want to know why, if you know why, say, if you want to know why, put why in here. While I drink my water real quick. The shenanigans. Tag somebody, y'all. Share this thing. Do y'all know why you can't get more than 4 units? Matter of fact, if you know the answer as to why you can't, because there's a mixture in here. If you know the answer as to why you can't get more than 4 units, go ahead and type it in the comments if you know the answer. Hey, Mona. Hey, Vanessa. Look, I can read a little bit, y'all. Somebody help me. Somebody remind me to get some glasses. I can really shout y'all out. So let me tell you why. When you're leveraging, guys, it is super smart. But I hope I even have some seasoned investors on here, because I have some seasoned investors that have really figured this out, and because it's commercial, that have figured it out, and they do this over and over again. Because I'm about to drop a bar right here, and I'll explain it later on. Somebody remind me so I don't forget. You can have more than one FHA mortgage pre-approval, FHA mortgage. You can have more than one FHA mortgage. Mind blown. I just freed somebody right there. I'll talk about it. Yes, y'all. So the reason why, guys, is because the FHA mortgage pre-approval is literally like the best kind of financing you will ever get, and it really is. So this is where it's the best financing you'll ever get. I'm going to explain to you why too, because it's a lot different than commercial, a lot different than a hard money loan. With an FHA mortgage pre-approval, guys, one of the best things is you only have to put down 3.5%. Put that in the comments. 3.5. Y'all don't understand how much of a game changer that is, because when you're really a real estate investor, when you go for commercial properties, when you go for business properties, when you go for a hard money loans, guys, the commercial properties, like the commercial financing, the second properties, the vacation homes, all those things, especially in the climate we're in right now, you're putting down between 15 and 25%. 15 and 25%. And for hard money loans, I really say once you calculate all the fees, 40%. Matter of fact, y'all right there, so y'all can understand how powerful this is. Write down 40% to 15% to 25% or 3.5%. Now, when you're talking, come on, somebody, when you're talking about $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, would you rather, come on, keep it 100, would you rather put down 3.5% or 40%? Look, who got a calculator? Y'all know how much money it is to put down 40% on a $500,000 property, which a duplex, a triplex, or a quad can easily cost that? Y'all, it's single family homes that cost $500,000. Do you know how much 25% is for a $500,000 property? Come on, somebody. Now go down to 3.5% and sometimes 0. If you're a vet or it's like USDA, like you can sometimes do 0, but 3.5% is like the average. So the reason why it's so powerful, especially if you're somebody who wants generational wealth, come on, wealth warriors, if you're somebody who wants net worth, somebody who wants to invest, the reason why it's so powerful is because when you use a house hacking strategy, you only have to put down 3.5%. One of the biggest barriers. Come on, can I talk to y'all for a minute, y'all? Because I need y'all, because some of y'all qualify for this and you have not house hacked because everybody's trying to flip. Everybody's not ready to flip. Can I be honest with you? You need a lot of money, a lot of liquid capital to flip successfully, because you have a hard money loan, you have to put a higher amount down. If the renovations take longer, if you go over budget, if it sits on the market, if it doesn't appraise for the right amount, come on, somebody, you're paying money, interest only payments to your hard money lender. Can I be real with y'all? Y'all want me to fluff y'all? Because some of y'all want to flip a property. You only got $10,000 in the bank. That's a recipe for disaster. But $10,000 can sometimes get you an FHA mortgage pre-approval, a house hack. Sometimes, come on, somebody who's ever flipped on here. If you have flipped on here, can somebody say true? Look, put true in the comments if I'm telling y'all some real stuff. because everybody's trying to flip. But really, if you would slow down and speed up, come on, somebody, don't get me to preaching on here. If you would slow down and speed up, and you would house hack first to get extra income, work on your credit, passive income, equity in your property, tax write-offs. If you would house hack first, then you would be able to successfully flip, not flip and lose money, flip and break even, but successfully flip and get actual profits because you took the time, come on, somebody, to invest in real estate in a way that brought you extra income, so that now when you got to your actual flip, you had $50,000 liquid cash sitting in the bank first. I'm going to need y'all to like this and share this and tag some people. Guys, some of y'all are looking at flips. And one thing I want to say is flipping is amazing. I am a real estate investor for real. I've been doing it since 2004, since before the market crash. Okay, since before it was a fad. I've been through the ups and downs. I've made a ton of money in real estate. I've lost a ton of money in real estate. I'm a much better investor now. I'm a better coach now. I'm a better business owner because of the mistakes that I made. I wish I had somebody teaching me half of this. I would have been able to invest so much better, so much faster, and have much more success. But because there was not YouTube and all these things, like back in 2004, 2008, 2009 even. Was it 2009? Was YouTube around 2009? I can't remember, right? But so a lot of us who've been real estate investing a long time have been through the ups and downs. So we've learned the mistakes. And so what I would say is that I love flipping. I love Section 8. I love Airbnb. I love off-campus housing. I love buying holds. But literally, it's depending on what is the best strategy for you, your income, your assets, your credit, your actual goals. And if I knew then what I knew now, I would have house hacked first to get the money to then to go ahead and invest in the other types of strategies. Come on, somebody. Come on, It's My Money. I love that name. Come on, It's My Money. Somebody on here, is their actual name on here? It's My Money. You better go ahead, It's My Money. All right, so the reason why it's powerful is because you only have to put 3.5% down. Guys, literally like the essence of being an investor is that you have liquid capital to invest. Why am I telling you that? I'm a credit expert. I will help you get money all day long. But guess what? Because I have ethics, because this is a wealth building ministry, because I really want you to have success, I'm not going to tell you to borrow the money for the renovations, borrow the money for the down payment, borrow the money for the mortgage, borrow the money for the everything. And then during that time, while you're actually buying the property and renovating it, 6 to 13 months, you're over leveraged, underwater, and about to file bankruptcy. Can I be real with y'all today? Can I free somebody for real? All right. So when you're house hacking, you're getting a mortgage pre-approval. Let's say you get a mortgage pre-approval for $500,000. And when you have that $500,000, now you, the actual person, you can buy a single family, a duplex, a triplex, or a quad. You cannot go over 4 units because once you go over 4 units, the lender, the bank thinks that you are an investor, right? And you guys really are investors. You're just using a creative investing strategy. That's really what it is. Write that down. Creative investing strategy when you really understand it. And so because the commercial loans and the hard money loans required, you have what? Higher credit score, like a 700, 720. I've seen 750 and more money down. Come on, somebody. 15%, 20%, 25%, right? Then that's for those commercial products. But for a regular, like first-time home buyer, you only have to put down 3.5%. So that kind of mortgage with the lower credit score requirement, lower down payment is meant to help the average everyday person become a homeowner, not to help investors get rich. This is why you can't go over 4 units, because the logic for the bank is that, are you really just a regular first-time home buyer or are you an investor? We're helping the average everyday person become a homeowner who would logically, I need y'all to understand what this really is, logically buy single-family, duplex, triplex, quad, not somebody who has 3 and 4 properties already and they're using a 3.5% down financing method to get an 8-family unit. Does that make sense? So the reason why you can only go up to 4 units is because the financing, an FHA mortgage pre-approval, is meant to help the average everyday person become a first-time home buyer. Now, for you, those of you that don't really understand the numbers of this, I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to jump into what you need to actually qualify, okay? So does that make sense, y'all? If that makes sense, just put yes. If that makes sense when I'm breaking it down, because mind you, y'all, like, I think I have found my really like my niche. I really like training and educating y'all, right? And mind you, hey Yvonne, when you guys actually learn yourself, that knowledge, it really is priceless. Can I be real with y'all for a minute? Like, you actually learning and understanding. This is why I don't do fluff videos. Like, I actually take the time to explain it. And some of y'all may be like, hurry up, get to the point, hurry up, get to the point. Well, I actually have already gotten to some points. But I need y'all to sometimes like really get it, because then you can not only implement and execute, but you can also help other people in your community. Come on, somebody. You can explain to somebody else, right? You can stop somebody else from making a mistake that's going to cost them 6 and 7 figures, right? And so it's to help the average everyday person become a first-time home buyer. Now, let me give you 2 examples real quick, okay? Then I'll jump into what you actually need. But I'm explaining it because I really want you guys to understand, okay? So let's say you get approved for a $500,000 mortgage. Well, let me say $300,000, something like that, right? And you buy a duplex. Hey, Franklin, a duplex is 2 units. It's only 2 units. I want you guys to understand why this is powerful. It's 2 units, right? Let's say your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Look, I want y'all to pay attention to the numbers, right? Let's say your mortgage is $1,000 a month, and it's 2 units. You're living in 1 unit. You live in the upstairs unit. So like you live in the upstairs unit, and maybe you rent out the bottom unit, right? The bottom is the one that you rent out. Your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Let's say you rent out that other unit, right, for only $1,100. $1,100. So y'all got the scenario, right? 2 units. You're living in 1. Your mortgage is $1,000 a month, and you have 1 tenant paying you $1,100. Now stop right there. I want y'all to think about those numbers. So many people are saying that's not a lot of money. I'm trying to be I'm a multi-millionaire, and you are, right? I'm a multi-millionaire. That is not a lot of money. I'm not impressed, right? That's what you're thinking in your mind. My mortgage is $1,000 a month, and my tenant is paying me $1,100, right? That doesn't seem like a lot of money. Now let me break down that scenario to you, right? That one smart move. Somebody put in the comments one smart move can change your life. One good property can change your life. Come on, free living. One smart move can change your life. Stop thinking that you need 20 properties and a $5.9 million portfolio to change your life. One property. Come on, somebody. Hey, Sean. One property can change your life. So I want you guys to think about the scenario. Your mortgage is $1,000 a month. Your tenant's paying you $1,100. Number one, your most important bill, your biggest bill every single month is now what? Paid in full by somebody else. You're living for free. Somebody put in the comments free. Would you like to live for free? Would you like your biggest bill to be paid by somebody else? If you would like your biggest bill to be paid by somebody else, put in the comments free. Now, I want you to think about that scenario. Now, people are like, house hacking, I won't get a whole lot of money. How different, if you have a 9-to-5 job or if you're a self-employed entrepreneur, how different would your monthly expenses look, your day-to-day living look, if you did not have to pay a mortgage or rent? If your mortgage or rent was being paid by somebody else, and the only thing that happened by you doing house hacking was your biggest bill was knocked out, how much more aggressively could you save? How much more aggressively could you invest in other businesses? How much more aggressively could you pay down debt? If your biggest bill, think about it. Everybody has your paycheck. Think about if your biggest bill was paid by somebody else. Just that alone freed some people. Let's say you're living paycheck to paycheck, and then you're having your biggest bill paid by somebody else. Now you got some abundance. Come on, you got some lifestyle. You got some things that you can do. You can go on your trip to Disney. You can pay off your student loan debt. You can go away to your dream honeymoon. Your biggest bill is paid by somebody else. Now that's the first thing that's happening right in this scenario. Now I'm about to break it down even more. You're still getting $100 a month extra, right? Come on, somebody. So that's still an extra $1,200 a month that you're getting in what? Passive income. All you did was got mortgage pre-approval. Come on, Ms. Beasley. All you did was get a mortgage pre-approval and then go ahead and buy a property, and now your biggest bill is paid for in full, so you can save more aggressively. You can invest in other properties. You can do other things. You can actually you're also getting some passive income. What else are you getting? That's 2 ways it's helping you. Now the third way it's helping you, right, is you're probably getting equity in your property, right? When you buy a property, you hold on to it long enough, especially if you get a good deal, you have equity in your property. The next way it's helping you, number 4, is tax write-offs. Tax write-offs. Come on, my investors. Come on, my single people. Come on, people with no kids. Come on, people that are being taxed crazy, and they're like they hate tax time because they're about to get all their money taken from them. Well, now you're getting tax write-offs. Now, why do I mean that? Let me break that down right there. For a mortgage pre-approval, 100% of the interest you pay on your mortgage is tax deductible. That should have freed somebody right there. 100% of the interest you pay on your mortgage is tax deductible. So, and mind you, I'm going to add something there, right? When you have a mortgage in the beginning of your mortgage, come on, somebody who's had mortgages before, the beginning of your mortgage is when you're paying the most. You're paying the most interest payments, right? Because you haven't kind of dug into like the principal and all that yet. So 1 year of payments on your mortgage, guys, depending on how much your house is, could be $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000. Guys, at the end of the year, when you have a mortgage, I just got my statement. When at the end of the year, that mortgage company that you pay gives you an actual statement telling you how much money you paid in interest on your mortgage. Come on, Empress, right? How much money? And then when you go get your taxes done, come on, somebody needs some tax write-offs. Come on, somebody that owes the IRS right now and could use a $20,000 tax write-off to offset some of that debt that you owe. I don't think y'all getting it. Like, man, boy, it's supposed to be some. I wish it was like if it was an Instagram live, y'all could do like the hearts and stuff, right? I don't think y'all getting it. Some of y'all owe the IRS right now, and if you just went ahead and did some house hacking and got a mortgage pre-approval, and you got that interest statement, you owe the IRS $20,000. You buy a property. All you do is pay your mortgage for 12 months in a row. At the end of the year, you get a statement saying that you paid $10,000 in interest. You owe the IRS $20,000. You just paid $10,000 in interest on your mortgage. You're giving that to your CPA, your tax consultant, and now that $10,000 is a tax write-off. You cut your tax debt in half, and all you did was invest in real estate. And mind you just like think about the scenario. You could buy 4 units. So when you do house hacking, it must be owner occupied for 12 months. Write that down. Must be owner occupied for 12 months. Somebody put in the comments must, if you heard me loud and clear. This is helping you and blessing you. Please like it. Please share it, okay? Please help me too. As I'm pouring into y'all, I need you to help pour into me, right? Because I got some goals this year for y'all and for us to be on live a lot more. I told y'all I was. I'm keeping true to my word, guys. So think about if you lived in 4. If it's a 4 unit, you live in 1 unit, you're renting out 3. If it's a 3 unit, you're living in 1 unit, you're renting out 2. If it's a duplex, you're living in 1 unit and you're renting out 1 unit. And guess what? Even if you have a single family home, you can still house hack. I'm gonna break that down in a minute, okay? So owner occupied for 12 months. So why do you need to know that? Because this is an FHA mortgage pre-approval and you're being able to only put down 3.5%, the bank wants you to live in this property. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody, live it up. Once you live in this property, because they're helping the average everyday person, not helping investors, right? So you can live in the property after 12 months, guys. After 12 months, you can then move out and rent out the other unit. Let's say it's 2 units. You live in 1 unit, you rent out the other unit. In 12 months, you move out. Now you have 2 rents coming to you. You rent out the other unit. Let's say it was a quad. After 12 months, you move out. Now you're renting all 4 units. Right? So 12 months. And after 12 months, you can move anywhere else you want. You can keep that property and rent out the other units. Now that property is still going to pay you with your credit, with equity, with tax write-offs. It's going to keep on paying you. Somebody say over. Put the word over and over again. It's going to pay you over and over again. That's why I tell you guys, use your credit for income producing assets, right? So if you use it for something like house hacking, it's going to pay you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Guess what? That's a smart use of your credit. Have a purpose for every property. Have a purpose for every property. Write that down. Purpose for every property, right? So this is where I want you guys to think about it, right? And I'm going to go into what you need to qualify. I want you to think about it. You learn how to house hack and then you get extra income. You start investing. You have 5 properties. 1 property is to pay off your student loan debt, the income from that. The next property is you want to send your daughter to college. The next property is your son wants to start a business, so you're stacking up money to help him with his business. Your 4th property is to pay all of your own personal bills. The money from the revenue from that to pay all your personal bills. And then that last property is your fun property. and all the income. See, I'll tell y'all, I've actually been really, really sick. Like I've been pushing through, y'all. That last property, the fifth property, is your fund property. And 100% of the money from that property you use for your lifestyle. That means you use for your cars, your jewelry, your fun, your vacations. Let's say that last property generates $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. $3,000 a month. And all of the money from that property is what you use for your fun. How many trips could you go on? How many things could you buy yourself? Like, would life look a little bit different if your fun property fund everything and the other properties paid all your bills and got you out of debt and put your kids through college and paid for your daughter's wedding and help you start a business with your son? Come on, and retired your spouse and retired your parents and helped your friend who has cancer, has medical bills. Help the church, help you have a scholarship fund, help you have a nonprofit, help you start your business. Come on, somebody. Come on. That's living, right? I don't pay for nothing. I let my income producing assets pay for the things that I want. I need y'all to get in that spirit. Don't use your own money to buy things for yourself. You use your money for income producing assets, and your income producing assets buy your whole Benz. Your Benz payment's $1,000 a month, but your duplex yields you $3,000 a month. Come on, somebody. Wealth warriors, stand up. That's how wealthy people continue to stay wealthy and have Bentleys and have yachts and have jets and have multiple homes and go to 5-star resorts. The ones that sustain it for a long period of time, every time they want to do something, guys, they have an income producing asset that pays for it. Your Benz payment is $1,000 a month. Your duplex pays you $3,000 a month. Now, all right. So income, assets, credit. So let me say one other thing. You can only have one open FHA mortgage at a time. So if you are on this live and you do not currently own a home, you actually, come on, somebody said, my God, you guys can actually qualify for a mortgage pre-approval FHA to do house hacking like right now. If I'm about to free somebody, if you have owned a property before, let's say you went through and you paid it off, or you got an inheritance, you paid it off. Let's say you went through like a divorce and it was given to somebody else, so it's closed. Say, say there was like a natural disaster and the insurance company paid it off. So say you bought a house before and it's on your credit report, but it's a zero balance and closed, you can get another FHA mortgage pre-approval. Some of y'all got bad information. Just because you had an FHA mortgage, you owned a home before, does not mean you don't qualify for another FHA mortgage. In general, you can't have multiple open ones at the same time. Why? Because it has to be owner occupied, right? So you can't physically live in two houses. So if you have two open mortgages, the bank knows that you're living in one, you're using the other one as like an investment property. So that means that other one can't be FHA. It needs to be like a commercial property, hard money loan, something else like that. But if you've had a mortgage before, it's a zero balance and closed now, you guys can get another one. That's why, Jesus, we don't have enough time. I want to do the mortgage pre-approval part. That's why, y'all, let me tell you something. Do you know that you could get an FHA mortgage pre-approval, buy a duplex, triplex, quad, or whatever, do house hacking, pay it off in 5 years, mortgage is zero balance and closed, go ahead and get another FHA mortgage pre-approval, rent it out, all those things, get money, pay it off in 5 years, zero balance and close, get another FHA mortgage pre-approval. I have some investors who have figured this out, and all I do is get FHA mortgage pre-approval, pay it off, another FHA mortgage pre-approval, pay it off, another mortgage, and 3.5% down every single time. That's truly leverage. That's truly using your income, assets, credit to build wealth. It's a 30-year mortgage. Who said you had to pay it off in 30 years? You're getting passive income. You're building up business credit. You're paying these 30-year-old mortgages off in 5 years, 10 years. Every 10 years, you get a new. How would your life look different? Look, if every 5 to 10 years, you got another duplex, triplex, or quad. Come on, Eric. Strategy. Somebody put in the comments, strategy. Strategy. You could still be, by the time you're 70, have like 660 or so, like 60, 40, 50. You could still have like 4 or 5 properties. And all you did was get mortgage pre-approval, rent it out, pay it off. Mortgage pre-approval, rent it out, pay it off. Mortgage pre-approval, rent it out, pay it off. And I'm even going to go into the fact that now that you have those properties paid off, you can do cash out refinances and buy more properties. Now you have your 25% down for your commercial property. Now you have your 40% down for your flip. And now your flip brings you 6 figures. And now you do it all over again. But with that 6 figures, you buy 4 more properties. Y'all, I'm giving y'all 7 figures worth of content right now. Literally. Do you understand? Like, literally by paying off that one mortgage, you get an FHA mortgage pre-approval for the next property, but you do a cash out refinance, do a home equity line with that, because the first house is paid off now, right? Let's say the first house is $300,000. Well, you pay that off in 5 years. That first house was $300,000. You paid it off in 5 years. You got another FHA mortgage pre-approval, right? And got another property, but you did a home equity line for $100,000 from the first house. Just paid off in full. And you use that $100,000 to buy another property. Now you see why I said one. Somebody go back to put the number 1 in the comments. One smart move and strategy can change your entire life. Stop listening to these influencers where you guys think you need to have 30 homes at one time, or make $1 million a month, or $500,000 a month. I'm trying to free somebody tonight because I genuinely want you guys to live the lifestyle that you desire. I genuinely want you guys to have generational wealth. I genuinely want you guys to have net worth. I genuinely want you to do what you want. Like if you want to be a singer, you want to be an MC, you want to be an interior designer, you want to be a model, you want to just travel the world and have fun. Well, you guys can invest in some of these things. Will pay for your lifestyle, and you'll still be able to leave an inheritance, still have legacy, still have net worth. Come on, somebody. It can be done with a couple of smart moves. Okay, guys, so you can have more than one FHA mortgage pre-approval. You have to pay off the other one. Now, I'm not going to go deep dive into this real quick, but you can there are some scenarios where you actually can have 2 open FHA mortgage pre-approvals at one time. Now, what I'll say is this, it's very rare, but it can happen. So like one scenario is like if you like relocate someone, like a job relocates you and you're like going far, something like that. And like you need to get a property in like that area. Like, so say you're like living in Philadelphia and then you have to like relocate or somewhere to like, Texas or something of that nature. So sometimes there's scenarios where like there's a divorce. Sometimes there's a scenario where there's like a living situation where you have to relocate. So there are some, so I put in the comments, there are some like, y'all know it's exceptions to every rule. So in general, you can only have one open FHA mortgage at a time, right? So your goal is to get the mortgage pre-approval, and then you guys can sometimes, like pay it off early or whatever, or if you just even when it's still open, do a cash out refinance, right? But there's always exceptions to the rule. So sometimes with certain scenarios like divorce, with relocating, different things, you can sometimes have 2 open FHA mortgages at a time, but generally not, right? Somebody said, do not come to Texas. Why y'all want to come to Texas, bro? He said, don't come to Texas. That's where I'm actually trying to move to. I think me and my king been looking at houses in Houston. So anyways, there are some scenarios, but generally you can only have one. But I did want to free you with thinking that, if you had one before, you guys can have one now. Now I'm going to say one other thing real quick right here. Husband and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, people who are engaged. You can go together on your application and get a mortgage pre-approval, right? And go ahead and buy a duplex, triplex, or a quad. Or when you are a boss team trying to invest and you understand strategy, whoever looks stronger on paper can go through the process but get a mortgage pre-approval on their own. You go ahead and get a more. Husband is stronger on paper, has income, assets, and credit. Husband goes through and gets a mortgage pre-approval. Husband goes through and buys the duplex, right? And it's going to be owner occupied. And while he's doing all that, wife is working on her credit, right? Wife, fiance, girlfriend, whatever, right? And you have that property. You guys, the financing can be in one person's name, but it could be deeded in more than one person's name. Because the biggest thing with like married couples is like ownership, right? So half of y'all, because of state laws, it's going to be half and half anyway. But you can deed it in both of your names. And then 6 months later, girlfriend, fiance, whoever goes through and gets a mortgage pre-approval, and she buys a duplex. Now as a couple, you guys own two duplexes and 4 units. And all you did is, instead of going on paper together as a joint application, you guys both got strong on your own. Whoever, because this is a wealth building strategy, whoever looks the best on paper went first. And then you use all that money to help the other person with down payment. The other person pay off their credit. The other person to do pay for deletes, pay down utilization, and then the next person went. And why everybody's like, why you do the mortgage by yourself? Y'all laughing all the way to the bank because now y'all bought 2 properties in 1 year. 2 properties in 1 year by working together as a team. Come on, somebody. So my point to that is that when you guys do joint applications, it's supposed to be because you really just have, like, neither one of you guys can qualify on your own, and you guys are like, you just have to do it that way. But many of you guys are actually strong enough to do it on your own. You guys are going on their joint, and now that FHA mortgage is on both of your reports. You missed out on an opportunity to house hack with 2 different mortgage pre-approvals. Come on, somebody. You missed out on an opportunity for you guys to have 2 FHA mortgage pre-approvals and go ahead and house hack. Now, income, assets, credit. Let me go with income first. All you're doing, step number 1, is to qualify for a mortgage pre-approval. That's it. You need the money to go buy the property, right? You're looking for an FHA mortgage pre-approval. Why? Because that's going to allow you to only put down 3.5%. So then if you're a vet, 0. If you have ever saved first month, last month, and down payment and security for an apartment, you know how to save 3.5% down for a property. Sometimes it's even less. I've had people, their down payment for their house has been less than what they saved for first month, last month, and security for their apartment. The lender matters. Some of y'all qualify for it right now. So income. Income is, no matter what, you have to have income. You can have great credit and no income. You can't buy a property. You can't get this FHA mortgage pre-approval. You must have income. You can be self-employed. So if you're self-employed, you're going to need bank statements, sometimes taxes, depending on the lender. And if you're, if you have a regular W-2 job, you're having your W-2, your paycheck, your taxes, 2 years. Okay. Assets, that's your down payment money. So income, income is one part. Assets, that's your down payment, 3.5%. So you guys can calculate that, right? Do you want a $100,000 property, $300,000 property, $500,000 property? We're in the middle of tax season. If you guys get a tax refund, guess what? You can use your tax refund as a down payment and use your income tax refund as down payment for your property, for your wealth building. All right, guys. So next steps. I'm going to repost this. Next steps. If you need a one-on-one session, and I'll put the link to schedule it. I'm doing the Zoom trainings are super affordable to work on your personal and business credit. And I just want to say, I've said this a bunch of times. I'm going to say it one last time. I don't take business, credit, or financial advice from anybody I would not trade lifestyles with. From anybody I would not trade lifestyles with. That also goes to people telling you that you're wrong or making you feel bad about wanting more. I want you to shine bright. I want you to show your stuff. And I want you to lead by example. Because the people that are saying those things, they don't believe it for themselves. That's why they have that mindset. But you keep on walking in your greatness. He did not mean for you to work and pay bills and die. He meant for you to live in abundance. Amen.